Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Eki Julyati. I'm from English Department 5H, and now I will talk about how to teach listening. And let's go. To teach listening, and one is how to use extensive and intensive listening. Extensive listening is when a teacher encourages students to choose for themselves what they listen to and does it for fun. And language improvement in general can also have a dramatic effect on students. And listening extensively is usually done outside the classroom, and such as student activities at home by playing music or others. And however, many students often don't do it. If possible, students are given a note-taking task so that extensive listening will be achieved. And two, intensive listening with material audio has advantage and disadvantage. And one, the advantage is that audio material can make students listen to various voice beside the teacher's own voice. This is an opportunity for students to meet a variety of different characters so that students are able to pay attention to language variation. Many teachers rely on this audio material to provide a significant source of language input for students. And disadvantage, large classroom with many students of this audio material often cause concern. The reason is not all students are able to hear with same ability and comprehension with the same level, and in fact sometimes it is difficult to ensure that all students can hear properly. And who controls the audio material? The advantage of this material is that not all students are able to hear at the same speed and not at their own listening speed. However, there are several things that can be used, namely one, student control and start. And when the audio is playing, ask them to close their eyes and ask students to control their listening and speak. And if student want to the audio to pause, then the studio has his hand. And two, students have access to different machines. Students are divided into small groups, and this means they listen at the group rate and not the entire class. And three, students work in a language laboratory or listening center, and students are taken to the language laboratory room to listening to material. And this method is very appropriate because it is able to make it easier for students to control their listening, and because they have their own material and with the same material. Next, intensive listening with live listening. And live listening is where teacher or class visitors talk directly to students. This has the advantage that students are able to practice listening face to face and allow them to practice listening strategies. Live listening can take the following form. One, reading aloud. The teacher can read and act out the dialect dialogue so that it allows students to read and write on text but oral version. And this is very fun if done well, and also student can listen and get to know speaker they know well is teacher. And two, storytelling. The teacher tells the next story. The student are asked to guess what happened next, and retelling story is a powerful way to improve language competence. And three, interview. If possible, we ask strangers to visit our class and students learn to interview them, so student will learn to listening carefully. And the last, conversation. We can make a fairy tale or story so that a student will learn to listen to our conversation. Next is rules of teacher. And the teacher must be able to create engines, listening tasks, and also be able to build confidence in students by helping them listening well rather than just testing their listening skills. And one, organizer. A teacher, a teacher tells what the purpose of listening is and gives students clear and precise instructions and how to achieve it. And to machine operator, using audio material by playing a video or a recorded music so that it can involve students directly in listening, and we also have to pay attention and to them very carefully to see their difficult and easy of listening. And three, feedback organizer. After students complete their assignment, give feedback to check their assignment that they have completed them well, and ask them to swap answer it answer in pairs as listening can be stressful. Encouraging experience, so this kind of cooperation is urgently needed. And for prompter, when student listening to recording with the aim of understanding, we can encourage them to listening to it to understanding the variety of language and spoken future. Two, using film and videos. Playing videos or film is one of the things that most support listening lesson, because to be videos or films student not only learn to listening, but student will understanding the various variants in the language use and intonation and facial expression and body movement and gesture. By watching student listening extensively and intensively. And one viewing technique, first, fast forward. The teacher speed up the video and tries to ask if they can guess what the characters are saying. And two, silent viewing. The teacher plays the film at normal speed but without sound and asks student to guess what was said. After that, the film is played back using sound so that student can correct it. And three, freeze the frame. By pausing the video and asking student to guess what going to happen. And for partial viewing, showing some picture and using card pages to cover part of the screen so that it arouses student curiosity. And the last, Silent viewing for music. The teacher saw the sequence without sound and asked students to guess what kind of song is playing. And the last, listening and mix techniques. There are one pictureless listening. The teacher covered the screen and students only listening to the dialogue and have to guess things like where and who is speaking. And to pictureless listening with music and music played and student listening by saying what they hear the music like. And 3, pictureless listening with sound effect. In a scan without dialogue, there are sounds such as broken egg, falling glass, or other, and ask students to guess this sound. And 4, subtitles. Use subtitles by playing the film but lowering the sound or video or volume so that each subtitle appears. We ask students to answer what the character think. And the last is after using extensive and intensive listening and using film and video, and the last using the sound of music. Music is another way to improve student understanding in listening, so that often teachers use music for listening. Music is also able to entertain the classroom atmosphere and satisfy the word of free time with the word of class learning. The way to teach with music is through the text of music, but it is not easy to determine what song the student like by asking students to choose the song they like, have them memorize and sing it so the other student will hear it. Yeah, that's all about how to teach listening from me, and I hope my information is being useful for us after this video. And assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much.